Welcome to our video, daily and weekly charts, bullish and bearish breakouts. Not a lot on the list for today, maybe a few accumulating now on the recap list. Again, when you have these big gyrations in the market, it takes this particular alert a few days to consolidate because you're really looking for consolidation breakouts. Let's take a look and see what we have. Get our market recap first here. This is a look at the SPY. Yesterday we held the 200-day, and then we had this nice little inside day today, little gap up retest. The Dow looked very similar here, running these inside days, and the SP 500, which I like to really rely on. Same look. We're going to go back up and retest this first. This will be our first place we're going to retest here. I already have alerts set on most of this, but I'm resetting it. And then the bottom side is our trend line down here. I just redrew my SPY one. I'm going to redraw this one and set an alert on it. Every time we come back to this line, I want to know about it. Our 200-day slightly moved up off this level. It's 25.89.13 now. We could revisit that. So keep alerts on that. And any pullback to that and we bounce right off of it, boy, that's very bullish, and that's what we want to see happen. And we're probably going to retest it before it's over with. It may be over here in a week. We're going to have trouble right here, and then we got the 50-day. We're going to keep moving it down, so we're going to test these areas, and hopefully then we'll break back out. That's what we want to see happen. We've had these nice retracements from the bottom down here up through both of my target areas, back down again, just like they're supposed to do. Everything's been pretty predictable, and the good part is we've held up down here. This is a future on my smallest indicator I watch, and it's been choppy for the last several days, and then it broke out this morning, gave a long alert at 26.15.50, and just like we trade our stocks, it gave the perfect retracement, held there, re-triggered, and back up we went and held it all day long, just like you want to hold it. This is the much longer trend we watch. We got an intermediate in between there, but this longer trend actually triggered at 26.25 at about 10:45 this morning, which was probably on this retracement. That would have been right in here, and you can see it progressed up most of the day. So that's the bigger setup. That doesn't mean it can't come back and revisit. A lot of times they're going to run up some, and then, like always, when you watch any of our charts, if you've been watching our videos, what do? They revisit. It's going down, it revisits. So it's going up, it's going to revisit. And when it revisits, we want to hold it. We hold that, this market be in a lot better shape. And that could be our revisit back to the 200-day. As always, on day trading, let the AD line in the market. This was the SPY using our system, a little bit to the red side here to about 10.15. It broke up. That's right when your retracement occurred there on the ES minis in that area. And then we got this breakout on the advanced decline lines. We're also already in an uptrend. This was a sideways movement that occurred right here. What was going on right here? This was at 10.12. It broke back out. And after that, Katie barred the door. This is a bigger picture over here this morning as it broke out, and it just continued on up. It didn't even pick up this little pullback. So we end up having a great day. Some great trades set up. You won't find many of those on this bull zone today because we got so much movement in the market. The bull zone and bear zones take days to reconsolidate. What we trade off of is charts like this. This was just a late day afternoon break on Netflix. Had already had a huge monster run. This was the last run that hit about 291 up to 293. This was a real break on Netflix at 130. Came up, did our pullback, set off at 284.90. We started predicting this way over here at 115, a full 15 minutes before it ever triggered, and that's where this big run started out at 286 all the way up to the 288. That was that retracement. We took a smaller time frame and gave that trigger I just showed you a minute ago for this last little run here. This same chart in the morning, when it broke down right here, 285 gave the signal for this big $3 or $4 move down earlier around lunchtime before the turn back up. Very similar on Tesla. Tesla gave the first break after this huge sell-off just before 10:45 this morning down in this 252 area. Gave this run up here to 258, gave a pullback, chopped around for a bit, broke it again at 256 at 11:42. That was for about an $8 move there. This is the kind of stuff you find over on our charting system, STS, pivot system charting, trend shift pivot zone. That's what we call this. Here's the trend, here's the pivot shift, boom, there you go. That charting package is available for free trial over on our website. It's our new shorter format video. You don't even need to watch the last 15 minutes. Those are tutorials on the recap sheets and the charts. If you need the tutorial on the charts or about what the graphs mean in the recap with the yellow and red and green lines on the watch list, go over to 9 minutes before the end of this video and there's a complete tutorial about the recap grids and about the charts. That's the last part of the video. That's where you'll find the subscribe window, and right after that is where the tutorials are. It's the last 9 minutes of the video. If you're already familiar with that, you don't need to watch when you get to that point. And that's where this subscribe screen will appear right before the tutorial. Be sure to watch our new video series, Swing Trading Watch List, Calls in Action, with charts right off our STS Pivot System charting package. Many charts as they progress through the factors, and you'll be able to pick up on some trades many days ahead of what the bull and bear zone breaks show on the swing trade list. You'll see charts like this that triggered a short back on the 19th and gave this retracement alert that we traded today on the 21st with the price to re-enter the trade right on the chart, red zone retracement. You'll find out more about that right after the recap grids. We got a section there we're going to tell you about that. We got our new calls in action video that shows a lot more of those alerts I was showing you live right off the charts that we showed you a little bit earlier in the video here on Netflix and Nvidia. This is your weekly bear breakdown. End of the week after the full week's over here. We still got several charts. Not a lot of them, but you got CBI, IONS. Did have a red day again today. Had a little green day on CBI. This is probably a bigger setup setting up here. There's your weekly bulls. You only had 3 showed up. They won't show up because we had all this sell-off in the market. These things have got to reset, but you've got a few that are really breaking out. Probably been going up for days there on those few there. Your daily bears, you did have 4 went into the daily bear break. 3, excuse me, I can't count. And the daily bulls, we really only had 4 new ones today. And we're going to look at the recap sheet and see what else we can add to this list. We'll get back over here into the bears first, since the market's trying to look like it's trying to make a turn. See what we've got here. That's our same 2 lists we just looked at. Your weekly bears, this was yesterday's list of the bears, and you can see almost everything, every single stock in that first part there made it all green today. Only 1 remained in the bear zone of the first group here. We'll slide this down where you can take a look at what's down below it. Make sure I don't cut anything off on you. So it's 45 stocks there yesterday, and every single one of them are green today. That's why we've been talking about a couple of days ago. I told you not really pay much attention to this. That's why I didn't even make a video yesterday, because I didn't want anybody coming out and getting involved in shorts when you really don't know what's going on yet. and you still really don't. But these were the things that were on the bear list yesterday, and they all had big days today. I hadn't seen a red one yet. That's bound to be a red one somewhere. Not a single red stock of stocks that went into the daily bear zone yesterday still didn't have a green day today, and only one still has a check mark of still being in the bear zone. So that's why this time, when the market's like this, these are not that beneficial, but they're going to show you the stocks that's picking up momentum so you can start watching them. There'll be more and more show up as the consolidation kind of works out here in the next week or two, just like it did here a week or two ago. When the markets stay normal, this list can give you some really great setups that are coming out into the future days ahead of you. Many times these stocks will run for 4 or 5 days at a minimum, and you want to use bigger time frame charts if you're going into swing trading anyway, looking at your weeklies and so forth. I think most everything here, you got a couple of red days, but there really wasn't anything to amount to anything. Blue, there's a couple still in the bear check mark, just going back 3 days. We'll slide it on down where you can see the rest of this list. CLVS still sitting there, not following with the market today. The XAS had a green day, but it's still in the bear zone. And don't forget, this is a shorter video. The last 9 minutes got your tutorial there. You need to go learn about what these lines indicate in the check marks. That's where you find out at. Keep sliding this down so you can pause your video and you can go take a look at any of these stocks that you find interesting on the bounces they did today, or the ones that still down in the bear zone. A lot of these stocks, there's a big $4 day on Sino. A lot of stocks in this, there's 100 in this one day right here from 2 days ago bear break. And then we'll get these down here for you. You only got 2 there. That was 3 days ago, 4 days ago. And then this was 5 days ago. A big list there too of 91 stocks, and you can see none of those have a red check mark anymore. All having green days, coming back up off the bottom. So there's not a lot of usefulness in this part of the video. We're going to look at those bulls here in just a minute. Stuff that's been building for a day or two. We're scanning 5,000 stocks on here, so that's why we got such a huge list. We do have some minimum criteria for volume and ATR and so forth to try to filter that down, but you still got a lot of stocks here to see. We'll get over and take a look at those daily bulls. This video is being brought to you by STS Pivot System Charting Package for day traders, swing traders, and option traders. Easy to follow charts and scanners, trigger prices right on the charts, on the setups. We teach 2 trades long and 2 trades short. That's all. It's that simple. Just like you see on this chart, the trigger price for this trade was in the corner over here from this point on, with this price posted, not to take it up here, and it did not trigger, but it wasn't posted as a trigger anyway. Came back. This is a classic, beautiful setup. Breaks right here. 167.26 was our trigger price. And we develop these same lines where you can overlay them on your shorter term charts. This is a 2-minute. By not taking that trade early when it went up here to 167.11, you avoided this 30-something minute pause here. It's not quite 30, about 15 minutes. This was a 60-something cent pullback by waiting on our trigger price to get in the trade here. And we were predicting that trigger price. This didn't go green until this happened. You have that up arrow where we're showing the price to go long at, and as soon as it triggers, it immediately gives a go short because it's so close to flipping back over. So that's exactly where it occurred, was right here. And that is how simple that package is to use. Trigger prices right on your charts. Got a 7-day free trial offer, 10-day money back guarantee. Once you get this set up, it's $69 a month. And we're extending as a courtesy. If you take this package full access to the website, including the trade room if you want to come in and out of there as well. It's not part of the charting package, but it's an offer we're letting you come in if you want to. And I mentioned this in a video about a week ago that we were going to do this. Any previous member to Day Trader Setups from day one ever paid $1 to us, this $69 fee is waived. You can come in and try the 7-day trial, no outlay of cash whatsoever. If you decide you want to go with this package, then you can sign up. I usually take these lists and move them over into my long list to scan here. I go back 3 days and I scan these stocks in with my STS pivot system, kind of intermix them. I hadn't even been doing that this week because it's been so weak and so volatile. I don't want to be looking at stocks for long only when they may be going down tomorrow and cost myself from looking at the right thing. I've just been putting me about 20 stocks on the charts, and all this volatility, that's all you need. Just find you something to watch that you're interested in trading and trade accordingly. This was our weekly. We already looked at those. These are the ones that broke yesterday. This was our earnings play on RH, up 304 again today. RSPP up $1.88 again today. SHPG up 486 today. These were gap up stock yesterday. Lulu still had another good day after their earnings. And we got a few down here at the bottom from earlier in the week. This is going back 4 days, so this was Monday. EGN still up $2. It started out down here on Monday. $2.57 up today. We brought it in on Monday. Ralph Lauren up $1.76 today. Stock was up $6. Must have been it's got a gap up over here. There's a look at your bulls. Don't forget to look over the weekend. We got another calls in action video be coming out on some of those charts from today. And then we've got a series of training videos, lots of different watch lists or playlists over on our YouTube channel that shows you how we trade this STS pivot system, how we read the charts, how they interact together, and how we make our trades. Whether you're a swing trader or a day trader or an option trader, you can make that package work for you, and it will put you on some big trades. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Enjoy your Easter. Be safe. Be sure to watch our new video series, Swing Trading Watch List, Calls in Action, with charts right off the STS Pivot System charting package, where we'll be viewing some trades as they progress and reviewing the status of them, and you may can pick up some trades many days ahead of these bull and bear break, as you heard us speak about in previous videos. Be looking at STS pivot system charts that'll show you this break right here on Facebook that occurred. Ended up being a $9 run, and then again as it got here it gave another alert to break down here, and then it triggered here for this short for another $2 run. This is how our pivot system charting package looked early in the morning before 10 o'clock, between 9:45 and 10. This triggered at this price, and before it triggered, when you see this little box right here, it indicates that this box was present, giving you the exact trigger price of that long watch alert. This stock proceeded to go from below 165 all the way up to $173, and all along the way our pivot system charting package kept you in the trade. It never said get out. It never crossed below the line enough to turn it back red, and when it does approach these lines, we use this as well. You do not see any predictions of a reversal yet, and if you don't see the predictions as it pulls back, the trend is really still strong enough that we're going to give a retracement off of this level, and that's where this little box comes in. The trend retracement level The entry price is right here. This stands for green zone retracement. We're in our green zone. We retrace, and when this occurs, it's when you look here for your entry price, which would give you the price here and here for these next moves up if you wanted to take intraday trades. Also notice right here at this point in time, about 1:30, as it broke down through the line, it's still saying don't go short. It's predicting the short trigger at 170.95. That's what this little box goes down. This box appears and you have a price. As that price progressed back up, it actually triggered at 121.20 to turn it into red zone. It chopped around here for a bit and then sold off, ended up being over a $2 move. As soon as this box disappears, for either it's no longer a prediction or it is triggered and turns it green to red, this line appears on the chart with the exact price that triggered this and a little trend line. You can even show this big box at the same time if you want to. You got the option to turn that on or off. So it was predicting here, it triggered way over here, and then there's your trade. By waiting on the trigger, you didn't get in early over here. These videos are also going to show you what's set up similar to this. This was breaking down at the time it gave the price in the box, as indicated by this little indicator. There was a box here. Gave you the price ahead of time. This is our favorite trade setup. We fade the green, we go back near the visit, and then we come back and trigger. We lock the retracement first. We triggered at 122.53. This ended up being about $1.50 move down. It actually went lower than this, on down below 121 before it started back up. Well, this was intraday on the 21st at 12:10 p.m. when this triggered. All this was a retracement off of this chart on the bigger factor that was setting up the swing trade setup on a 50 factor chart. This it triggered here on the 19th at 12:44, and it's still right on the chart now live because it's never switched back off from red to green. So this stays on that chart until that happens. So 121.85 was the trigger, the retracement. This was 2 days ago. Retraced the next day, and this was where it was at. On the 20th, I actually put this on watch because I'm looking for it to come back down. I had myself an alert that what was going to trigger using this price, red zone retracement, as it was sitting up here. I noted this price off the chart at that time and did myself an alert. So when my alert went off today, I go straight to the chart that we looked at on the shorter time frame. I was in a downtrend, so I was trend trading. I was trading this retracement alert, and I was aware of it. I kind of picked up on this, so you can pick up these type setups the day before that they happen. The charts interact, so the run up, the retracement on the 50 was green on the 25. You interact the two charts together, you already know you're in a downtrend on the bigger factor, and you've got to set up for continuation trade on that bigger factor, which makes this that much more stronger. You can go over to stspivotsystems.com and find out how you can subscribe to this charting system. Be sure to subscribe to our channel while you're here, and follow us on Twitter, and follow us on StockTwitch, and go over to daytradersetups.com, click on Ninja 8 Charting, and you can learn more about our STS Pivot System charting package. Thanks for watching. This is a tutorial on our recap sheet. What you will see here is this column here is the weekly list. It's at the beginning on the weekly bear and bull breaks, the daily bull breaks and bears, depending on which one we're looking at, and then you will have 5 days following. First day, second, third, fourth, fifth. So what's here today will be here tomorrow. We'll shift over to here, then to here, then to here. So you got 5 days you can go back and look. The price here, you got the bull zone trigger price, 36.80. This is the price of the profit since this alert. This is the net change on the stock for today. So tomorrow when this shifts over here, this number will be the same where we triggered it at. That number will stay in here for 4 days. The profit will be shown based on the current price of the stock in the day compared to this price on the alert. Like for instance on this stock, $3.48 profit from this break based on this close price, up 92 cents today. This number is the profit at the high since we alerted it. It's the most profitable it's been. It got up to $4.27 profit, pulled back, closed at $3.48. As you go on over, like this stock here, SMTC, this was the break. This is the profit so far since the first day, $5.61 4 days later, and at the peak it was $6.31 profit. That's what these columns mean. The next part you'll find is this yellow line. It represents what I'm going to show you over here in just a moment, momentum. It can be on a bull or bear chart. And then trend stability, if it's green, it represents on the bulls, and the bears will show a red line for trend stability. The last part you'll want to know about, there's these check marks. They represent the bull zone as it progresses higher. Could be the same as yesterday. Down here, this could be the bull zone that's gotten higher and higher and higher as this stock went along, and it means it's still maintaining bull zone levels. Even the new ones, it's staying above them. This is what the bear grid looks like. Looks the very same. Got the weekly, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. So you got a chance to see the stability of the trade. You know if it was up or down today after winning a bear zone the day before. The stability, the momentum, and the bear zone level with the check mark. In the video, we will take this page and we will slide these up and down so you have a chance to pause the video and see every single stock that's in the list. Then we'll move it up where you can see these items, and you can pause the video, and then you can see every single symbol in the list. You can go to your charts and look up what's going on. So that's what's in each one of these grids. The current day, day before, day before, day before, day before. So going back 4 days, you got your weekly there. And all this is right here, something I prepare for myself. I take this day, and this day, combine them into this watch list every day, and that's what I carry forward over to my scanners. And just a quick part about what we mean by these levels changing. This is the bull zone level that the check mark represents, the stock staying above. But the bull zone level when this stock broke out was way down here. This was the first breakout, and then as it recalculated our bull zone, that's what the green check mark means, is it's maintaining momentum. The yellow line represents this line that is our minimum momentum indicator used on down or up trades, and then our bull zone levels where it first broke out. And that's all these mean. Trend stability, this is a line we use here, and we come in and we call it trend stability, and that's what this represents here. This line is solid green rather than dotted. It's something we look at on the lows of the day, not being low enough for us not to qualify for trend stability. So that's all these columns mean. So you'll be able to refer to the strength of the stock that is maintaining high enough lows to stay trend stable, what the profit is if you're staying above the bull zone. That's how you'll use this, and that's your tutorial on the grids. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. you need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, a bear zone, excuse me, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean. You'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50 period moving average, this orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here, and the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look, if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started.